everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Duckhook Show. Yes, it's the show after the Open, and what an Open we had this past Sunday. It had everything. It had bitterly cold weather. We had brave people walking around in T-shirts, almost, Granville. We had senior golfers winning tournaments who couldn't miss, who were very excited. We had it all. And then we still got Krugersdorp coming up a week later. Yes, boys, it doesn't end. The golf just continues. Because why? Because we love tournament golf and we keep doing it. So we've got lots to talk about today. We're going to review the Open and we're going to look forward at what's coming up this Sunday. Yay. So I'm not alone as normal. I have my panel with me. I've got Frikkie, we've got the champion, and we've got Donnie. Let's start with the champion. Hello, Louis. How are you feeling? How many signatures have you signed?
Nothing at the moment.
Not even from Wayne?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen him. I'm actually not at home. I'm just outside Northam. So, yeah, I'm not at home at the moment.
I see you got a tree growing in your lounge.
Yeah, I'm staying at a game reserve, and it's a little chalet thing, and yeah, they got trees and holding up the roof, and it's a thatched roof house, and it's quite cool actually.
At least you got Wi-Fi in your chalet. I'm very impressed.
Living the life.
Yeah, it's not bad actually. Yeah, that's the only thing that's pretty good. Yeah, you don't even get a cell reception yet.
Okay. So, I just want to find out: Did you make sure that you still got the trophy? You didn't have a dream and suddenly wake up and say, "Oh, I had this amazing dream and I won the Open. This is amazing." And then you actually got the trophy. Where's the trophy?
On Monday morning when I got up, I thought to myself, "No, man, it can't be right," but it is.
Oh, you took it on tour with him as well. Well done. You took it on
took it with me. It's not going to leave my side. It's going to be with me wherever I go.
Well, congratulations. There's a lot of people that have already jumped on to say congratulations. The first one was Gerard Snyman. He came on. Hello, Ducks and Uncle Oom Champion. Congratulations. Thank you, Gerard, and thanks for watching. And thanks for everybody who's jumped on board to keep us occupied. Hansi says, hello, my fellow duck and duckettes. Thank you, Hansi. Rudolph says, geluk, Oom Louis. Barry says, evening, gentlemen. Gerard says, hello, boys. Gerard, sorry. Hello, boys and girls. And it says, how's it, Amal? Good evening, Ducks, and the champion golfer of the year, Mr. Louis Jensen. And this is from Frana. Let's just take a moment to say happy birthday, Francois Sculptor. Enjoyed your round of golf at Sun City with your friends. Very nice. Ricky, evening, Duck. Hansi says, and the champion of the year as well. Mooi. And then Andre is the last one so far to say, well done, Louis. It was a great day, everybody. Frikkie, how did your Open go? I heard that you played excellently well.
Listen, I don't care about my game. I was in a 4-ball where Louis played, and it was awesome. His first 9 was a cracking, great golfing game because me and Sir Voncelot took him on again, and looks like our track record is not great, but Louis grind us. I mean, I think he made like 400 points in the first 9. So I think we shook at 4 or 5 holes to go. So my game is terrible at this point. Louis will attest to that. But it was lovely seeing Louis, and another win.
I just want to correct you. It wasn't 400 points. It was 399. All of them.
I feel so.
Donnie, how was your Open?
Yeah, Maz, I enjoyed the day. It was a lekker outing. Pity Fats couldn't join us on the day. But, just from our side, just quickly, it's like well wishes to Fats and his family. It was lekker. I really had fun. It was really good to play with the boys. And let's say it's a couple of shots that just cost me a little bit on the day. A couple of errant shots and stupid drops, but still had fun.
Good. Well, we'll break it all down soon, but there is always some type of news that we want to cover before we get into the nitty-gritty of things. Let's just remind you that July is here and Krugersdorp is here, and the 6th of July is on Sunday, and we've got our 7th Sunday 1 game. Very important. Thursday league at Silver Lakes. We didn't play Silver Lakes last year, so we're making a return to Silver Lakes. So if you haven't played there, it will also feature later in the year on the Sunday league. So a chance for everybody to play Silver Lakes. And then a Acacia on the 20th of July. Yes, you're not looking wrong. It is 7 a.m. It could be colder than what Ipotsi was, or it could not. We'll have to see. But those are the 3 events that we are looking forward to. So if you're watching the show and you think, oh, we're playing Krugersdorp this week, I want to play. Hey, man, you got to book. And you got to book fast because we want to finalize everything. So far, we have 64 players who will be teeing it up at Krugersdorp and taking the course on. It's not going to be an easy one, but yes, we will preview that too. The other bit of news, did you see the PGA this week, gentlemen? What an amazing win for Aldrich Potgieter. Can you believe it? Rocket Classic champion. A 5-hole playoff. There's a lot of people saying a lot of good things about this South African, not Australian, South African. Boys who watched. Brilliant.
I actually missed it. Saw the highlights afterwards, but yeah, so stoked with this guy. Saw a couple of holes on the highlights, but yeah, cracking game, man. If you look at his stats as well, it's a cut, and then the 6 plays, and then cut, and now suddenly a win. There's hope. There's hope.
Oh, that win made up for everything, all the missed cuts. Yeah. Donnie, I want to ask you, the big talking point about Aldrich is his ball speed. Am I right? 194.6 ball speed. I want you to put that in perspective for us, because that's also what they're going on about on social media, is how the ball speed he generates. Like, what is a very, very good player? Take you, for instance, ball speed compared to what his is.
Yeah, so Maz, over driver, I'm like sort of high 150s to low 160s. I think if you look at some good amateurs, which is like sort of like higher up in golf RSA rankings, you're looking at like sort of 170s, ball speeds, 180s ball speed. So, anything above 190 is crazy quick, and that's where his business comes from. It's just his driver is so fine tuned, that he gets above 190 almost on the miss hit as well. So that's the crazy thing.
But it can't just be the driver, surely. What is in his swing that's making him hit it so far?
Yeah, obviously, if you look at like all the golfers, flexibility, remember those guys are athletes, so it's flexibility, they've got good core muscles, but at the end of the day, it's like he winds the driver through the hitting arc, and like obviously you have to go also like club wise, shaft, everything does need to match, but it's an overall performance from how the body turns into the golf ball and just hitting that golf ball as hard as he can through impact area. The crazy thing though is he's got control over it. Yeah. That's the crazy thing of that club at speed.
I want to bring, because I don't know how this man is not swinging at least 190 ball speed. Paul Vallenkamp, he's very straight. He's also got a lot of control over his golf ball. How come he can hit it far? How come he's not close to those numbers?
Yeah, the thing is, like, if you take Paul, his bad thing is his side spin rate. Let's just say that.
Oh, okay. The one that goes that way. Okay.
That's it.
Rudolph says he took home 30 million rand. That's not bad for a 20-year-old.
Yeah. Let's take it up for the good, eh?
Yeah. And then Carlos Swanepoel says Monday was a long day after 5 extra holes. Wow. Yeah. It was. Brilliant to see, and hopefully I think he's going to be a sensation, to be honest. Once everything clicks, he's going to be a sensation. Ricky also says he's got the highest driving distance average on the PGA Tour. So, something to look out for, gents. Let's see what happens. The other thing I want to touch on, yes? No? No.
Nope.
Sorry, I thought somebody said something. The other thing I want to touch on, yes, the Classic is coming, everybody. It hit the under 70-day mark. I just want to calm Frikkie down now before he starts shouting at people. Frikkie, it's under 70 days. And you know what that means? Stuff starts happening. That means finalizing numbers is very close because we need to order shirts and we need to order things. So, yes, if you haven't paid a deposit, we assume you're not coming. So we're going to start culling those people so that we can get our numbers right. Yes, but the breakdown is, and then there's a new thing this year. Seeing that it's the 10th edition of the Classic, I tasked my brains trust, Fricky and Ryan, with coming out of a way to find more ranking points for players. Seeing that it's a 3-day event, right? I thought it's not really fair. Say, for instance, you play well day 1 and 2, and then you completely fall over the bus because you might have had a bit too much of that boom on the Thursday, right? And then Friday you fall out of the bus and you come last. That means after all your good performances, you get 10 points. And I thought, well, that's not really cool. So I tasked him to try and find a way to get points for every round because it's kind of a tournament. And this is what we came up with, everybody. Obviously, everything is not final yet, but I want to show you there's more ranking points up for grabs. Darnie, you'll enjoy this. So, for instance, if we are 80 people, we're going to play for 160 points per day, daily ranking points. So if you finish first, you're going to get 160. And then it's going to go down to 158, 156, 154, all the way down to, as you just follow the columns down, if you come 30th, you're still going to get 100 ranking points because there is 80. So you've actually beat half the field anyway. Let's just go to page 2 to show you where it goes. And then once it hits 10 points, at 76, it's 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, because we don't want to give you one, surely. Right, so you have the opportunity, and unless you're Tiger Woods, right, you have the opportunity to make some nice ranking points on each day. And then there's still the final ranking points at the end. Now, the final ranking points have come down a bit because we can't overdo the ranking points because we go on tour and then somebody smashes everybody and then he pretty much seals the play of the season race too soon. So on the final day, if you still win it, you get 500 ranking points instead of the 750 because you collected others. Because if you win, we're going to assume you've been collecting nice points up to then, right? And then it goes down, 350, 300. This is the normal way the ranking points would work. It goes all the way down to 52, then you get 10 points onwards. So nothing really changes here. Okay, and then it goes all the way to 10 points. Now, I want to find out, Donnie, what do you think of this? So say, for instance, let me just give you the example. Say, for instance, you come 5th, you get 152 on day 1. On day 2, you come 20th, you've got 122. So if you work out that math very quickly, it's a lot. And then day 3, say you come 40th and you make 80 points. And then overall, you come 5th, you make 200. So you've actually made a nice points haul for your effort. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think, Maz, I like kudos to the Brains Trust. I do think it's a very good thing that you guys have done there because, like you said, it's like you might have a bad day 1, good day 2, and an average day 3, but then overall you're just not in the top 10 or 15 of the points, for the ranking points. So, I think that's really good. Like every day has got its own merit. And then, so like at the end of the day, like taking a little bit down from the original points is like at the end of the tournament. I think it's definitely good. I think it's really, really good. It gives everybody, a fighting chance as well. And everything. Like the main thing is it's got like a what's the right terminology to say? It's like something to fight for each day.
So Louis, you are coming on the Classic because let's not forget that you won the free entry to the Classic. Are you excited about that?
Yeah, look, I've been sort of in two minds whether to go for many years because I don't know how the old body's going to react with 3 days of golf. But I guess my mind's been made up for me. So I've played only once there at Island Gates, and I really, really think it's one of the best courses that I've ever played. And that was, according to the pro, he said no, the course was in a bad condition. Well, I've never played when it's been in a good condition, and to me that was still, it's something to look forward to.
Yes, I'm telling you, you're going to look forward to it. Take your liver tablets now, because your one Jägermeister might affect you the next day.
Well, Louis, there's another packet that you, Louis. There's another packet that you can go buy at any apteek, which is called K-Finax. That can work like for the old body.
Just to let you know, I spent my first 5 years in the Air Force, and if you don't know how to drink, then guess what, guys? Then you shouldn't have been there. So my liver knows what's going on. Yeah, I don't need any nonsense, pillickies or rubbish like that.
Fricky, just to finish off the discussion on the new ranking points, what are your thoughts? Are you able to do 160, 160, 160, 500?
Look, I think if you can do that, you are definitely a Tiger Woods or exceptional player. If you do that, you get 980 points in the back. Great. I just want to mention to the guys that if you're in the top 20 of each day, the average ranking points at this point for the player of the season in the top 5 is around 130 thereabout. So give and take, I think the top guy is 160 thereabout, and then obviously the fifth guy is like that's 120 as an example. So if you're in the top 20 of each day, you basically get that average ranking points for the player of the season. So keep that in mind. So um, for those who think that they're not going to win, at least try for the top 20, because 3 days in the top 20 gives you that average and, your ranking points in the end. So, yeah, Paul mentioned that I'm going to go for the win. I'm going to work for the top 10. Great ranking points for me.
So exactly, there's more incentive. You don't have to give up after the first day because you've come last. You can still fight to get some ranking points because this is the flagship event. The money is spent here. The effort is gone into this one. It is 3 days, so we should be rewarded accordingly. Yay. So if you have any comments about that on the chat line, drop it down there and let me know what you think. So now let's move to the Open because it was a great day. I'm sure most of you have seen the long video. It came out 9 minutes. It was actually quite nice to see and all the comments. So thank you for everybody for taking the time to give you 2 cents worth and be nice to when we rock up with the camera in your face. I was trying to be as far away from Louis as possible because I didn't want to put him off. And I think I did okay. Except maybe the last hole. Hey, man, I got to be there. I got to get you the shots. But anyway, let's have a look at what the winning results of the top 10 was. There you have it. Louis Jensen -5, 850 ranking points. Stefan and Rit -1 with Rudy Peturas and Kunrad Sr. -1. Ashley Herman, Gerard Snyman, even with Rudolph Broderick. Vaughan Williams, another good day, +1. Bobby van der Spey, the defending champ, did a good effort at trying to defend at +2, and Justin Boyce at +2. So that's how it all ended, and there would have been obviously a couple of pages after this, but that's why you go to the live scoring to check it out. Louis, this was your scorecard. I want you to take us through it a bit, because if I look at it, the thing that stands out the most to me, besides the 24 points on the front 9, which you started on, is that you were 5 under through 5 holes. If you go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yes. Give us your highlights.
Yeah, so that front 9, before I started, I thought to myself, I just need to, if I bogey every hole, then I know at least I'm going to get a 2-pointer, whether I double stroke or not, whatever. And it worked on the front 9. I think I was 6 under off the front 9. And I didn't score anything less than a 2. Then we started on the back 9, and I think there was 4 3-pointers in a row, and then I realized to myself, no, but hang on, I wasn't quite sure how far I was ahead at that stage because I don't look at the scorecards. But then it started getting to my head, and you'll see on the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14th, I made a 7 there, and then my horrible par 3, 15th, that killed me. I made a 7 on that, and then I thought, well, there's no ways that I'm going to win this now. It's finished. But I sat in the cart with I was with Lucas, and he actually was he was helping me in that. And when we got to the next tee box, I thought to myself, just play nice the last the last 3 holes. I've still got 3 holes to go. Let me just play there nicely and everything. And then both with Fricky and Vaughan as well, they were so supportive in that. At the end of the day, I got the win, and what a shock, eh?
And you were -10 at a stage, so the pressure did come to you.
Yeah.
With those blackouts,
Yeah.
but you had such a big lead. It was going to be, you would have to absolutely pull a Dorian ×2 to chuck that one away. That's all I can say.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Folklore, right? If you don't know, we played the Open the 1 year, and Dorian Fourie, who now lives in the UK somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
He had a 6-shot lead on the last, and he managed to make a 12 or something, couldn't get the ball to the green, and lost. Made a 12. Anyway, luckily we didn't do that, Louis. But yes, there was great celebrations afterwards. The guys were very happy. When you walked in, there was a lot of clapping and standing and hugging and high fives, which is great to see from everyone, and well deserved. I mentioned to you, when you win one, then the floodgates might open, and vrachtachi toch.
Exactly.
The next game, there you go.
Yeah, it was a really good day. But I must admit, our 4-ball was great fun. We were giving each other trouble, and it's the normal golf. But it was a really, and I've said it quite a few times, that I reckon your 4-ball makes it the game. If you've got a decent 4-ball, then that just makes your game. It was so relaxing and everything, and the support, like I say, Fricky was, don't worry, you still got it. And he didn't say to me, you're so far ahead. I knew that there was something on the go, but let's just keep on going and that. And so, there was a lot of support from that 4-ball. It was a great day.
Great. I'm glad to hear that, because that's what it's all about. Yes, Fricky.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to mention this. I know there's a couple of guys who will know this joke, but we were very sportsmanlike. We gave each other a bit of grief, but we were very sportsmanlike. There was no bad grief. It's only the last 4 holes that Louis suddenly pulled back. He didn't talk to us because I don't know what was wrong, but we created another side game, and I think on the second last and the last hole, he kind of pulled back to us. But everything was above board. I'm just saying.
Nice. You didn't tell anybody's ball to roll off the green or anything when it got close. Which is fair. Yes. Nico says, well played, Louis. Remember at Glendower, you said you'd love to win a major this season. Great to tick this one off the list. Very nice.
Yeah. That Glendower was. It was. I actually lost to Lucas.
Okay.
On the countback. Yeah.
Oh,
so.
Wow.
So the next, I can't remember, we played again. I was with him in a 4-ball as well, and I couldn't remember who won because I was really annoyed. I thought this is the closest I'll ever get. And then we were just talking. I said, he was new still, and I was talking. I said, the closest I ever got was Glendower. He says, you lost to me. And I thought, you bugger, what you doing in my 4-ball? But he was so supportive, and it was lekker. Great. It was a great thing. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I just want
to
from Louis, sorry. The last time that you played with him, remember, that was at the Players, and the guy that won.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
That's right.
Something going on here.
You got a history. It's neither you or me.
Exactly.
We'll see it Krugersdorp, right? You're going to see it Krugersdorp.
We got a lot of graphics to go through, and the boys are going to help me go through this. I like to, especially that it's a medal and it's a major, I like to see what the best gross scores were. Donnie, obviously, of your 2. There were only 2 people who managed to break the 80 mark. Donnie, take us through this and your thoughts on some of these players.
Yeah, no, obviously we've got Rujon is like shooting 73 gross, myself shooting 77. A bit of a shocker that Jason shot 81. I do think he can do normally can do better than that. But Louis Hutting also very good 81. Adam Ford 82. Bobby 82. Stefan also 82.
Very good, Stefan.
Yeah, Gerard Bezuidenhout. Well, we lost against him at Blue Valley as like in the team game, and also 83 there is a little bit of a shocker. But Henry Sim as well 83, and then Gerard de Bruyne 84.
It just shows you're not the easiest track, eh?
Yeah, Maz, I do think, on the day, it's like most of those guys are sort of long hitters as well. And, you had to play for position, and I think you chose the wrong club. You actually ran into a little bit of trouble. It's like, so yeah, it was like you just couldn't take drive off every hole, so yeah.
Let's go through the best of the par threes. Fricky's on top of this because this is net, Fricky.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So it looks a bit mekar, but if you look at it, for instance, Gerard Snyman, he got -1. So that means the first hole he got a net birdie. So obviously it's not 2 points. It is a net birdie, meaning that's the 3-pointer. Then on the par 3-8, he got a par, which is 3, and then obviously another net birdie and then a bogey. So that basically means that he's got a -1. So just to put that in context, we've got 3 guys or 2 guys and a lady that got the -1s, Jenny and Jason and Gerard. And then Donnie Consistent Geldenhuis there with Gerard Leon Oosthuizen. That's is it reg daai ene? Oh, there's no 19 there. Sorry, that's all evens. Andre, Koen, Gerard, and Justin on +1s on the par threes. Well done, guys. Okay, so we've got the par fours. Again, Louis Jensen. I mean, yeah, he couldn't put a foot wrong on the par fours. All these net birdies for him to -5 in the end. Vaughan, he was the guy chasing Louis at at most of the stages, also -5. Great partner. His partner, Ashley Herman, on -4. Lucky Janssen consistent with Stefan and Riet, the second placer there. Koen Pretorius Senior, -3. Rudy Pretorius, -2. Bobby, cannot believe that he made a -1 on the par fours, but well done. And a Granville short shirt Williams, -1. Okay, let's go to the next one. Par fives, Hansi, -3 with Rudolph and Lucas. And the Rujan Lissing with -2. Just looking at something exceptional at this point. I think just Burke, that's 3, which was is that the net eagle in the end? I think he made a birdie on a par 5. Bobby, Koen, Louis Jensen, all the -1s, and then Ashley and Rudy Evans and Barry on a +1. Yeah.
Nice, guys. Nice scoring. So well done to everybody who topped the charts of the best of the par threes, fours, and fives. So what do we go to next? Well, we're going to the hole ranks. Always interesting to look at, and this is gross again. So if we look at it, the hardest hole was the par 4 stroke 1, which averaged 5.34, which is 1.34 above par. There were a lot of easy hole. The easiest hole was the 15th at par 3, which was an average of just over par. That's not too bad. But as if you see, 10, 11, 12 was the Duckhook Amen corner because that was the hardest part of it all. Before I show you that, I'll look at the average. So the average was 90.47. Average handicap was 12.28. Average net was 78.19 when you minus the handicaps. No albatrosses, 1 eagle. That eagle belonged to Rajan. He made an eagle on the 18th. 36 birdies, pars 292, bogeys 285, doubles 138, and then Sorrel made all the nightmares with Leon. There's a question.
There's one for.
There's a question here saying, Hansi, would have been interesting to see the stats for the amounts of balls lost, right, on the day. I can tell you, my friend, that Sorrel Monster contributed most of those. I was his cart partner. I've never seen somebody hit away so many golf balls in such a short space of time in my life.
No comment.
Skill to be able to hit away so many golf balls. But anyway, I think he had to borrow golf balls at the end of the day. And then when he got halfway, because by the time he got to 7th, he had moved them all away. Gone. Then he had to borrow a ball. Then he bought 2 more sleeves at the pro shop at halfway. And when he finished, he was like, thank God I was in the bushes so much I found other balls to finish. Gerard will know exactly what I'm saying, Mr. Gerard Snyman.
Yeah.
He says it, Sorrel lost a bit. So between him and Leon Oosthuizen, yeah, there are your stats. I suppose let's just have a look at the whole ranks quickly. Let's have a look at the 7th, because it's averaging 6.23. But if you take Leon out of it, it would probably be an average of 5.23. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, there was another comment here. Hold on. Our 4-ball lost balls on all the holes except 3, I think. Okay. That was Andre Wessels. Donnie?
No, it's like I still just want to find out how Leon made a 19 on hole 7.
Hey, het gesê.
Yeah, he explained it in the video,
There was a
man.
video that was circulating around our
need to
group.
check that.
and
I haven't checked that
It's
yet.
3.5 minutes long, so you can imagine how many things. I think he topped 5 drives away.
I tried to work it out like on the Sunday driving back, and I tried to think from the green backwards, and I thought, okay, he might have had like a 2-putt and like a chip on like sort of close from the green, and then it was like, okay, that's 3 shots. So how did he make 16 shots from there?
That's when your mind goes. I think we've all been there. Every single one of us watching the show have been there, including myself, where it just goes poof. And then you think, I'm never ever going to finish.
Just one thing quickly. I want to say kudos to you guys. Obviously, with Saro playing so long with losing all his balls, I don't recall that anyone complained that you guys played slow. So with all that searching and knowing that the ball is gone and searching again, you guys weren't slow. So well done. Kudos to that. That's a great example. Thank you.
To be honest, at one point, I dropped Sorrel off, right? And I said, Sorrel, before you look for this ball, just drop one here and hit another one and then go look for it. Right? If you find it, you can play that ball. I give you permission to play that ball because I know you're not going to find it, but you're still going to go look. So that kind of helped. I must say, a shout out to Botsy because the marshals were on us. The marshals came to us once and said, boys, you need to hurry up. And then we moved. But like most golf courses, there are no marshals because they're under the impression, no, it's your group, it's your problem. But that the marshals really helped at Iboti, and it just shows you what a difference it can make. Okay, moving on. Duckhook corner. As I mentioned, the 10th, the 11th, and 12th. That is the hardest stretch on the day. The ninth hardest is the 10th, 5.11. My 4-ball definitely contributed to this. We started on the 10th in the bitterly cold, and it all cocked it up. The par 3 11th was the second hardest, and the par 3 third was the third hardest. Don't forget the stroke 1/4 was the hardest of them all, but not too bad. I actually didn't look to see what the average was, like what the big numbers were on the 12th. I know that Gerard Peseno made a birdie. Because I said in the video, I want to know who made birdie. And Gerard Peseno made a birdie. Great. He said he like reached the green in 2. Bliksem.
So Lucas Burke as well, he made a birdie, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
4 points.
Right, Amen corner. Now this is net. So Louis won Amen corner on net.
That is correct, yes.
Which would have been
just
11, 12, 13.
Yeah, it's a net birdie. So 2 of the 3, 4 out of the 5, and then 3 out of the 4, yes.
Okay, correct. I'm going to go to the gross of Amen corner. Right, so the gross belonged to Gerard Peseno, who was 1 under gross, because he went par, birdie, par. Jason Ivans, par, birdie. Let's just look at Donnie. Donnie, you went par, bogey, birdie, so you cancelled your stuff out there. Who else is on the show? Louis, you went par, bogey, par. Very good. And then I've got a second page for you. Nobody else. I must give a shout out to Gerard Snowman. He really played well. I was really impressed. He also had 5 pars in a row, actual pars. It was very good. Moving to the second page, I'm there. I made a double bogey, but I managed to birdie the 13th, sinking a long putt. Waar was jy, Flikkie?
Twice in the water, well, 2 times in the water on the 12th, and 1 time in the water 13, and so yeah, I won't be here.
Sorry, ne? Sorry, ne? Let's have a quick look at the 4-ball alliance. There's 2 teams. I don't know how this is possible in a medal format that you scored 95-23 points, which is right up there, boys. That will go into the leaderboard for the best 4-ball alliance of the year so far, including Louis and Frikkie. Well done, boys. And then the second who made the same amount of points was Rudolph, Barry Fenter, R. Pretorius, and Riazak Isaacs. So well done. Any words?
Well done.
That's good.
Yeah, I would just like to thank Louis and Vaughan for those points contribution. I don't think the rest of us contributed that much.
Are we ready to look at the player of the season rankings?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Louis, have you seen these?
Nah.
No.
You are currently, after 21 tournaments, leading the player of the season
Hey!
rankings.
Yes.
Take a photo quickly. Can you believe it?
Hell.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing you can say.
How did that
Yeah.
happen?
Yes. So I think your goal now, seeing that you picked up all those points for winning at Killarney and now the Open, is to try and get to the 21 mark so that you can be in contention. I don't know if you can get there, but if you're leading, you might as well try. Bernard Schultz has dropped 192. He didn't manage to qualify for the Open, so he didn't get any points there. Jason Ivans, he's gone to 163. Stefan Henrit, big jump after 10 matches with his second place finish, picking up a whole host of points. Big jump to 160. He wasn't in the top 10. Grant Nels just dropped to 5th. Ashley's gone up. Vaughan is kind of the same place. Frikkie, you just dropped all the way down. And Rudolf Pretorius, Rudy Rudolph, he came up because of his tied second place finish as well. So it's looking interesting. Frikkie, you better hold on because you're fading.
Yeah, look, the swing is not great at this, but I'm giving everyone else a chance, man. Stop pushing me for this. You don't want me to win, eh? Because I can't
Well,
come.
famous last bloody words, and then watch this space, Frikkie. These are
Yes.
the total points after 21 tournaments. Jamie Serry is still leading over Jason Ivins. Very close. There's only like, if I do my maths very quickly, it's like 26 odd points. Grant Nell is there. Jaco Jacobs is there. Brendan Fent is also there because he has had a whole host of good finishes and collected some points. So these are the guys in the running for the Strixon Hamper at the end of the season. Right, so just to finish off the Open, we almost had a hole-in-one on the 9th. We almost had
Yeah.
it. And what's even better is that I was there doing an interview with Jamie Sherry, and then the next minute they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Right, so if you didn't see it, where's this thing? Varsity Dongy, Varsity Dongy. I want to show you this. Here we go. Look how close this was.
Thanks, bro. So lekker.
Jamie, there's a reason you don't like playing it. Is it stand?
Yes. I won't be back again for another 3 years. I've lost, must be about 7 balls.
Sure.
Yeah, it's been a horrible day. But the 4 ball was fun because we were all bad. So we all. Oh! Yeah.
Fuck yeah, what was that?
Who's behind us?
How close was that, boys? Imagine that went in. I would have got it.
Yes, imagine that.
That was just
Close one.
boys. That was
When you
just-
interviewed him afterwards, eh?
I did. I went up to these carts and I said, you'll see this in the video, and I said, you almost did all in one. You hit the flag, and he couldn't believe it. They were like, what?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he missed the eagle putt. He made the birdie at least because his birdie putt was longer than his eagle putt. No lie. That is no lie. Anything else I want to show? No. Okay, so we're moving on. So everything is hotting up, and we go into Krugersdorp with the player of the season rankings right up there, and a lot to play with play for because we got July, August, September, October, November. 5 months of Duckhook action left before we're going to blink, and the tour is going to be. I'm going to blink, and the player of the season. Players Championship at Copperleaf. Don't forget the qualifying starts all over again. And we're going to blink, and it's going to be November, and we're wrapping it up, and we're going to be like, oh. Yeah. I want to show you some funny things. Yeah, here we go. So this is... Okay, I'm going to show you this one. I'm sure many of us after Botsy felt like this.
Don't let me leave, Merv! No!
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a choir singing for Sorrel after that. An absolute choir. I must say, let's bring our boys into it. Frikkie for second place. Okay, that must be for the player of the season. Jenny says, great shot, Justin. It was great to see that. Jenny, thanks for the videos. I'll try and make use of them another way. I couldn't quite add them to my video. Just to remind guys, if you're recording videos, to put it that way, because then it fits in nicely. Nico Kruger, Krugies Frikkie home course. Krugies. You've won there before.
Yeah, it just doesn't mean nothing now, eh?
Paul says, shot, Justin, was awesome. Yes, you realized when you got there. I'm just reading some of the Afrikaans comments. Hold on. Gerrit there we go. The only reason the marshal was on our case because there was an afternoon field. If we were the afternoon field, we have not seen any marshal. Well, that could have been, that might not be the worst comment ever. All right. Where are we going now? Oh, I got another video for you. Here we go. Did you see, and this is also on open topic, there's been a lot of qualifying for the Open Championship, the actual one that happens at where? Royal Portrush, am I right? Okay. Now, who did I see qualify? Dean Burmester qualified, which is great. But there was a young man from Albania, right? And this is what happened. He had to eagle the last to qualify. Okay? And he did. Have a look. That's amazing. Estonia. Estonia. That's amazing.
I can tell you now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mas. I can tell you now that's going to be the shot that you'll never, ever forget.
Ever forget. So you see, I want to win the classic like this. I want to be on the 18th having to make an eagle, right? And then hit it in, like, over the water and hit it in the hole while everybody's watching. That's what I want.
You'll drop the club and go swim, eh?
People will go mad. People go boss. It will be brilliant. It'll be awesome. Right, let's move to Krugersdorp. But before we get there, I just want to go through the match play games quickly because we're running out of time. July is supposed to be the last of the last so that we can start putting things together. So after Krugersdorp, I'm going to start kind of filtering it into the knockout stages so we can see who could play potentially who. So we can try and get them out of the way already because we've got time instead of waiting for the last guys who haven't played yet and still need to make a plan to finish because we're just wasting time. So we'll see what we can do after Krugersdorp. Let's have a look at Group A. There is one group or team left to play, and that's Sultans of Swing against Predators. They're playing at Silver Lakes. And then this group is finished. That's a very important game because either of them could take third place. 3 go through in this because there's 6. So whoever wins between Sultan of Swing or Predators will go through into the next round. So well done, Group A, Thursday League boys. I think this worked very well. So I might be jippoing it next year more to try and get teams that are more available. But then again, most people play on Sunday, which also doesn't help. You need to try and commit to where you can. This group is falling way behind all shots. Jeep, Spot, and Tiff and Taff still need 2 to play each. Good luck playing 2 rounds. I hope you're playing them in July. C. Group C, Bogey 4, and Lucas Swinging Siblings are also falling behind. Well done, boys. You played 2 games in 6 months. Good effort.
Shocking.
But
guys.
yeah, I know, I'm not saying nothing. Bogey 4 is almost through, and that would be a big thing for Ricky and Glenn to get through to the next round. I think that might be the first time. But we'll see how it all ends. I think, yes, Jamie and Shandon are playing at Krugersdorp, and they're playing against, I can't remember, but they are playing.
They're playing against Bogey.
Oh, are they?
They're playing
So
against
that will,
Glenn and them, yeah.
So that will be a big eye-opening result to see who goes through to the next round. Group D, Rusty Clubs are through already, but Mad Mullards have to play Shankaholics. They're playing at Acacia, then this group is done. Shankaholics is pretty much, they would have to win at the bonus points, and they still won't go through. No.
Yeah, correct.
So it's pretty much Mad Mullards are done here, if I'm right. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It does look like it, yes, correct.
I don't think they can go through. So, as I was saying, so Rusty Clubs and say Mad Mullards are through, where they can already plan their game because Group A play Group B, Group C play Group D. So if we go back to Group C, no, we don't know who's going to go through there. Okay, let's have a look at Group E. This is done, as we know. Well done to this group. No time to listen, and Baldylox will be going through. Group F. Sinbin plays Stingers, but I did some calculations. If the Sinbin go to 6 points, then there will be 3 teams on 6. But Dwigba did beat Greenside Gents because we're on the same points difference, but we beat Greenside Gents. So because we beat them, we would go through. So we are kind of through already. Group G is Donnie's group. I do not see Angry Birds playing Siggy, because Siggy, Pierre and George, I haven't seen them in a while. But I don't think they can really catch anyone. They could get a second place, but they would need, well, it's going to be very difficult. They would have to win by the bonus point. But Pin High is through. Well done, Ian and Frana. Happiness?
Yep.
All right.
Happiness.
Let's go to the singles quickly. Henry is through, and I'm going to do the same with the singles. I'm going to try and get us to the next stage. Rudolph and Jaco are playing at Krugersdorp, am I right? So that will finish off this group. Jaco needs to win this one, otherwise Rudolph will go through. If we go to Group C, D, Kevin is through. If we go to D, Ian, well, that's not Ian. That's, okay. That is Fats. The names didn't follow the players. So Fats/Ian is through. Jacobus is through. We're playing, Maz and Francois are playing at Krugersdorp. That will decide who goes through there. Whoever wins this will go through. If it's a draw, I go through.
Yes.
Group G, Sudesh goes through. Group H, Martin goes through. Group I, Donna goes through. Group J, Pierre. Last year. Otherwise, Jason's going through. So we almost can wrap this up. Here's Group K and L. Henning is playing Ryan, so that will wrap up that group. Jamie and Kun, they need to play at some point because that will determine who's going to go through here. So that is an important game that needs to kind of happen. Otherwise, Stefan's going through because he played both. That's all I can do, really. Grant's going through in Group M and Gary in N. So I will, after Krugersdorp, I will kind of shift to the next round so Oaks can play, because even if we get 2 or 3 games done in the meantime, fantastic. All right, are we ready for Krugersdorp? Krugersdorp this Sunday. This is going to be the 7th edition. Frikkie is leading. Is this the right one?
Yes.
Is this the right one?
Yeah, it is.
I don't think this is the right graphic. Hold on.
Because
this is... Hold on, I want to see if I can find the right graphic. Yes, and I've got them all. This is the right one. Sorry. Oh, goodness. Now I've got to switch this other thing off. Hold on. That is the right one. Okay.
Still same to me. Yeah, okay. So with only about 3 points, Jaco's having an injury with his hand. So hopefully that can just be my saving grace for now. Andre and Donnie and Ashley is great form at this point, in my view. So they can actually make a lot of points up on Krugersdorp. And then Davy, Leon, and Gary and Louis, that is his favorite course. So I think he's looking forward to this one. And Mr. Barry White. So all of them is playing. So yeah, time to climb the leaderboard. Sorry.
Always lots to play for, Donnie. I'd love to see you win this.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a go, Maz. I just need some favorable results with the 3 gents ahead of me there, but yeah, I'll give it a good go.
A little 40-pointer won't do you wrong.
Yeah, let's hope it's coming soon. It means like I'll have to go a little bit low, but yeah, it's like hopefully with the new putt in the bag and I get comfortable with it, it can happen.
Let's have a look at the stats of Krugersdorp from last year. Can anybody remember who won last year? Hands up.
Frikkie.
Gerard.
I don't know.
Gerard.
Me.
It wasn't you.
Really?
Wasn't
It
it
was in
Gerard?
November last year. You won the one before that. It wasn't Gerard either.
I don't remember.
You guys forgetting this one. Here's your last one last year. Shannon Schaefer, -4 on 44 points. Do you remember now?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Big
So
one.
ranks 71 in the country, Gauteng 30, course record 64, which isn't the lowest. This shows you how difficult Krugersdorp can be. And the average handicap was 18, the average points is 31, and the average gross was 94.24. So that is what we're trying to beat with the 64 players currently that we have for this time around. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Okay. These are the pins. We've got 4 of them. Donnie, take us
Yes, we've got the par 3 6, the Duckhook sponsored, and then par 4 the 9th, closest to 2 golf concepts voucher, par 3 11th, the Swixton voucher, and then par 3 14th, the Cole Roland rum, if I'm correct with the pronunciation with that. So yeah, lekker. We're looking forward to this.
Lots of opportunities. 4 out of the 18 holes, you've got an opportunity to win something. So give it your best shot. And let's see if you can do it. I just want to show some of these comments that have come in. Ooh, let's just huddle us up here quickly. How do we do that? I gotta find this thing. And huddled. Let's have a look. Yes, Hansi was right. Shandon won last year. Thank you, Hansi. Hansi knows everything. Nico's wrong. It was not Gary. Hansi says lekker after party last year at the Dross.
No, we're not doing it again.
No, did they break you?
I wasn't so much broken, but Rudy van der Walt was kind of broken. So buy it from.
But you can walk home, Frikkie. You can walk home. Your Uber will cost you 20 rand.
I'll just phone my wife. It's fine.
Andre Wessel says, "Die Dross was lekker." Hansi, ja, baie lekker. Okay, let's have a look at what else we have for you for Krugersdorp. And now I have flyovers of every hole. So if you want to see a specific hole and break it down, please drop it in there while we quickly have a look at what the Duckhook corner was last year. The par 5 first, the par 5 second, the par 5 third were the hardest stretch, with the par 5 second being the hardest. That hole is terrible. And it's a stroke 18. That is a hard hole, people. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, Mazzo. I mean, your tee shot normally goes to the right, so under that tree. So normally a play out, and then you still need to clear the water with maybe the. So yes, I agree. The green also has a bit sort of, but yeah, it's definitely one of the tough rolls. Definitely not a stroke 18, that I can tell you.
Par 4 third is also a tough hole. This is the thing with Krugersdorp, hey Donnie. If you're on the wrong side of a lot of these fairways, you struggle to get to the green. You've got to be on the right side of the fairway.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like thing is, if you just short side yourself in the wrong spot, it's going to make like a par turn into like a drop or double drop quite quickly. So definitely, like placement there is going to be key. I don't think you need to hit drive off every hole. Maybe take a fairway wood out or like a long iron, for some positional play. Which will set you up better instead of just taking the driver out on every hole.
But in saying that, it is a long course, so you really have to hit your other things far to still not have to hit another long iron in.
Yeah. No, it's like
play with the old man too.
One day. Louis, how do you go around Krugersdorp? Is it a course you like?
Yeah, no, it's I've played quite a few Frikkie's Invitationals and a couple of Duckhooks, and it's one of the courses I really like.
Oh, good. How have you featured there? I can't remember. Featured okay?
I think I've sort of been pretty well there most of the times. I can't remember the last time that I played it, but I don't. Yeah, I've got a good record there at Krugersdorp.
Leon, watching on Facebook, it says it's a long hitters course. You are not wrong. You really need to hit it down there, and you need to be straight. I think whoever does that the best. Last year, Shandon obviously did it, shooting -8. Where are you now, Shandon? Where are you now? Let's have a look at the tee sheet, shall we? This is the tee sheet so far for this Sunday. The first tee, we started at 11, which is great. They moved us up a bit, so we'll definitely finish everyone because the last tee off is before 12. So we have no excuses. No excuses. Let me just repeat that. No excuses to finish in time. And the sun is coming up or going down later. So Barry White, Wayne Jensen, Mark McConaughey, and Lucas Burke will take us off. There's on the tour, Henry Sim. Nick Coles makes a return. Shani Rasmus. Gerard Bezuidenhout, Hansi, Jacomin, and Gerard Snyman will be third off. And then Jaco Jacobs plays Rudolph to finish off that group in the singles. Justin Boyce is taking on Ian because that will determine something. Because if I don't forget, Ian kind of didn't want to play this game. And now they're playing this game. Oh, the worst loser. Because two worst losers. Is it the worst losers? Two of the best second places go through. So they're trying to get that. Myself and Frona are playing. Henning are playing Ryan. So there's a lot of singles games happening here on the first tee. Frikkie, you are there with PJ, Nico Kruger, and Martin Tata. I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah, lekker. It's going to be fun. Just hope that PJ doesn't cut his fingers again.
Yeah.
Hope he pitches.
Well, has he got any body parts left?
I don't know. We'll see, eh?
Of the 10th, Marius, Jaco Swanepoel, Stefan Enrit, and Brian Owen are going to start there. And then Vaughan Williams, Ashley, Donnie, Gerard de Villiers. Donnie, I need to put you last so you can stay for prize giving.
Ouch.
Don't
worry, Donnie will stay.
There's a lot of... if you skim through the names there, you'll see where you are. There's Ricky Glenn and Shannon and the Cappy Jamie Sherry. They are teeing off at 11:56. Yes, you will finish in time. Don't worry. Right, let's take that out and take some of your holes that you wanted to see. Let me just go back. Donnie, choose a hole, quick.
I can't remember. Frikkie, you'll know the signature hole, the par 3 with the water on the right.
What is that? 6, 5?
6.
Here it is. That's the one.
Yeah, I think this is a beautiful hole. All depending on what the wind is doing and where the pin is. If the pin is anything there on the right hand side of that green, don't go for the pin. It's landing in the water if you miss it right. So aim for that open spot on the left of the green.
Then Nico says the 12th hole. The 12th hole looks like this. Par 5.
12.
Yes, after the par 3. Yeah, another long one. Okay, there you have it. Let me play it for you again, Nico, because that happened very quickly.
It's actually a straightforward hole. It's like
straight. Why is this going so fast? Just slow down.
Right, yeah.
Okay. I have Hansi saying the 8th, please. Here's the 8th. The par 4 stroke 4. Oh, okay. This is very cool. This is a proper dog leg, and then you have to hit it through a chute of trees, left and right. Those trees are a pain in the gut. That's all I'm saying. Because especially with somebody like with a fade shape, you're trying to avoid the trees first of all, but then if you fade it too much, you're in the other trees. So you really have to hit it straight.
Also depends where the tee box is going to be, because if they favor the left-hand side of the tee box, it brings that first couple of trees that's on the left-hand side also into play. So you need to make sure that you actually go past the last sort of like just get around the corner, because if you're also short and you miss hit like your tee shot, you almost have to hit like a 9-iron or a pitching wedge over the trees just to play.
Very tough. Rudolph says, can we have a look at the 9th? Yes, you can, for sure. The 9th looks like this. Slight little kink in the fairway to the right, and then you hit it down. Not a difficult hole. Find position, and then hit it to the green. Pretty much how that looks. PJ has a message for you, Frikkie. He says,
Yeah.
in the 4 years playing Duckhook, this is the first time I'm going to play with Frikkie.
I'm so sorry for you, though. It's going to be terrible.
Shame. Louis?
PJ, not missing much, huh?
Louis, give us a hole that you would like to see.
I want to see that. I think it's the second hole. You say the second hole that stroke 18.
Par 5.
But you say that's not. Yeah.
Here it is. Par 5. There it is. So I want to pause it there. So most people will hit it to the right here, behind these big trees on the right. Right? And then you still got like 250 left. Then you have to pitch it out before the water there on the left. You see the water? Here it comes. There's the water. Then you probably got about 80 left.
Yeah.
So if you don't dunk it into the water, or you don't hit it over the green, then you'll get there. But it is a tough hole. Well, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Now I remember that one.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
My favorite water.
Yeah.
Put an ask.
15.
Frikkie. 15. This is the... Which hole is this, Frikkie?
So that's the one just off. Very tight, very long, stroke 1.
I hate this hole. This hole is a freaking nightmare. Nightmare. This easiest hole, but nightmare. I think if you make a par here, if you make a par here, you've done very well. Very well. Which hole should I choose? I'm just going to choose the 18th, just for the sake of the 18th. If you're in contention, don't take Tiger Line. Just hit it down there somewhere. Most of the big hitters can get close to the water. And then you go over and hopefully win it. Laissez.
That's it.
That's it, boys. That is the show, everyone. Hey?
Just quickly with the 18th. Ish. Okay. Yeah. Good luck there, eh? It's a tough hole.
I'm just checking that I haven't missed anything. No, it doesn't look like it. Last comments, everyone, before we say good night.
Practice hard, stay warm.
I just want to one last thing from my side is that one of the nicest things that after the win on the Open is actually seeing Wayne coming up to me and giving me a hug and all that, and he drove all the way from home,
brilliant,
just to come and congratulate me. And yeah, it was touching. It was really touching.
That was awesome. Then all of a sudden he arrived. Yeah. If you haven't seen the video yet, go to YouTube and have a look at it. Like it, subscribe to our channel, and do all that stuff that people beg you to do when it comes to YouTube, because yeah, why not? Rudolph says, good luck to everyone playing singles and teams. Thanks for Frikkie. Thanks, Donnie, for your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Louis, enjoy your rondavel with your tree.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. Nicest way. I hope you're not on the show next week because you went Krugersdorp, because then you're going to cock up the entire thing for everyone, because then nobody's going to have a chance.
Ja, nee, wragtig.
You can come second.
I'll try my best. Okay.
Yeah, give the rest of it a chance. Give us a chance. Right, boys. Until then, look out for the player pack. That is coming at some point. We'll put the handicaps in. If you haven't book. Asseblief. Come on. We need to finalize things. Until then, have a nice one.